This is VOA News. Via remote, I'm Marissa Melton. A notorious Haitian gang known for brazen kidnappings and killings has been accused by police of abducting 17 missionaries from a U.S.-based organization. 5 children were believed to be among those kidnapped. Haitian police said Sunday that the 400 Mawozo gang kidnapped the group in Gantier. It's a commune that lies east of the capital of Port-au-Prince. Ohio-based Christian Aid Ministries says the kidnapped group consisted of 16 U.S. citizens and 1 Canadian. The organization said the group was on a trip to visit an orphanage when they were captured. Haiti is once again struggling with a spike in gang-related kidnappings that had diminished in recent months after President Jovenel Moïse was fatally shot at his private residence on July 7th. And a 7.2 magnitude earthquake killed more than 2,200 people in August. Thousands of children returned to Sydney's schools on Monday after nearly 4 months away, as Australia's largest city eased more restrictions just a week after lifting its COVID-19 lockdown. New South Wales topped the 80% immunization rate over the weekend. Authorities had pledged to begin easing curbs as the rates reached their targets. Meanwhile, the 5 million residents of Melbourne have been enduring an extended lockdown since August the 5th. They've already spent around 9 months under strict stay-at-home restrictions since March 2020. And former Afghanistan President Hamid Karzai said the current Taliban government in Afghanistan needs internal legitimacy in order for it to gain international recognition. He spoke to VOA on Saturday. This is VOA News. New Zealand pledged Monday to quadruple foreign aid spending on climate change, addressing its woefully inadequate response to the challenge in recent decades, as representatives from around the world prepare for a landmark UN summit on global warming. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern said Wellington would lift its climate aid budget to $930 million over 4 years. Ardern said at least half the money would go to Pacific Island nations, many of which are low-lying and face being swamped by rising seas. She said the money would help communities withstand damaging storm surges, rising seas, and increasing extreme weather that brings flooding and drought. The increased funds from 2022 to 2025 will make New Zealand's per capita contribution to global climate finance equal to Britain's. Climate Change Minister James Shaw said comparatively wealthy countries such as New Zealand have a duty to help vulnerable nations prepare for climate change. U.S. President Joe Biden's top medical advisor on Sunday defended vaccination mandates to fight the spread of coronavirus. He was countering arguments from conservative Republican state governors that they infringe on people's freedom to control their own health care. Speaking to Fox News Sunday, Dr. Anthony Fauci said, when you are in a public health crisis, sometimes unusual situations require unusual actions. He continued, in this case, it's things like mandating, be they masks or vaccinations. We're living in a society, he said, and society needs to be protected. President Biden has directed businesses across the United States with 100 employees or more to force their workers to get vaccinated or to mandate frequent testing for the virus. In addition, Biden has ordered members of the country's armed forces and civilian government workers to get inoculated on a quicker time frame under threat of being fired if they do not comply. His orders have drawn opposition from some rank-and-file military service members who have refused the vaccinations and from civilian government workers who have filed suit against the mandate. The U.S. Transportation Secretary on Sunday warned that America's supply chain woes, including clogged ports, will drag into next year, potentially cramping the upcoming holiday shopping season in the world's largest economy. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg did the rounds on U.S. political talk shows Sunday to stress that President Biden's administration is doing everything it can to alleviate congestion at the country's overloaded ports, railways, and roads. Via remote, I'm Marissa Melton, VOA News.